Time Chronicles. The Jewel in the Hub. Chapter 1. The circularium sent Wilf spinning back in time. He felt as if he was falling forever, yet within seconds it had stopped. He had arrived. He had no idea where the time machine had taken him. All he knew was that he was by himself. And in front of him was a half-open doorway. Wilf gently pushed the door and stepped through. The room was icy cold. In front of him was a darkness as thick as smoke. From the darkness came muffled voices and the sounds of banging and crashing. Wilf's heart pounded. The icy cold and darkness meant only one thing. Virens! It's not here, a voice rasped. Then there were footsteps, coming towards him. To the side of him, Wilf could make out a low bench. He ducked down and wriggled under it. I wish the others were with me, he shuddered. The footsteps came closer. Wilf held his breath, trying to make himself as small as he could. Then a shiver ran down his spine. A hand gripped his arm. A voice whispered, SSH. The voice was so close that Wilf could feel warm breath. Someone else was hiding too. Chapter 2. The footsteps passed by. The door was slammed so hard that it shook the floor. The steps died away. Then silence. The darkness slowly drained away. Wilf slid out from under the bench. A boy crawled out after him. Who are you? The boy asked. Mortlock sent me, stuttered Wilf. Ah, Mortlock, gasped the boy. The Time Guardian? I've been expecting you. So those men must have been Virens. Wilf saw he was in a workshop. But it was in a terrible mess. Tools, brushes, books, as well as half-finished statues and paintings, had been thrown to the floor. The boy began to look for something. We need to be careful, he said. The Virens may come back. Where, exactly, am I? Asked Wilf. In Florence, the boy said. It is 1468. My name is Leo and I am training to be an artist. I am learning many skills. At the moment I am studying architecture. Architecture? You mean buildings and stuff? Asked Wilf. Leo nodded. I am helping to complete the work on the new cathedral, he said. He picked up the head of a smashed statue and looked at it sadly. This is a statue of the architect who started work on the cathedral. He made this statue of himself to go inside it when it is finished. He must be a great man, said Wilf. Is this his studio? Yes, said Leo. But he's gone. As well as being an architect, he was also a time guardian, like Mortlock. He left something for me to give to you. It's what the Virens were looking for. Leo looked at the books on the floor. Ah! He seized an enormous book and flipped it open. Thank goodness, he breathed. They didn't find it. The middle of the book had been cut out. Hidden inside was a machine made of hundreds of gold cogs and springs. It was so beautiful that it made Wilf gasp. It was the hub. Leo carefully took the machine out of the book. I've never seen anything like it before, he said. But it doesn't work. Wilf's heart sank. That's because something's missing. He pointed to a hole in the center of the machine. I know what it is, he said. Mortlock showed me a diagram of it. There should be a jewel in the center. Wilf wondered if the architect had hidden the jewel somewhere. He looked at the broken head of the statue. It was then he noticed a crack across the left eye. "Look, Leo," he gasped. In the crack was a tiny scroll of paper. He pulled the paper out and unrolled it. On the scroll was written, "Where the sun first looks on ground, there the blue eye can be found." "I think I've seen the blue eye before," said Wilf. "It's the jewel. But how are we going